This is a step-by-step video tutorial of how to do the Microsoft Skills project. So the first thing that you're going to do is open up a blank Word document. So you can click on the Start menu or just search it. Search for Microsoft Word. And hopefully you have Microsoft Word already on your computer. We're going to open up a blank document. Make sure that you're signed into your AZVA account. If you're trying to use the browser version, it's not going to work. You need to be signed into the account on the desktop app. So use your AZVA email address and the password you use for Canvas. So we have our blank Word document. I'm going to make it bigger. And the first thing I want to do is save my document so that it doesn't go anywhere and I will have it and not lose it. So I'm going to go to File and then Save As. And you're going to browse for the folder that you created at the beginning of the school year for this course. So it should be saved something like school year 2025-2026 and go into your computer literacy class, and then you're going to save it CL_newsletter. And I am just adding that this is my example. You don't have to do that. And then save. So the first thing that we're going to do is edit our heading. To do that, double click in the top portion of the page. So you can see that, let me zoom out. You can see that it says header here and it has this dotted line. That means that it's in your heading. You're going to type the title of this newsletter, Arizona Virtual Academy Times, or you can create a creative title yourself and then press enter, and we're going to add the date. And on the instructions it says to do August 2025. So with this Arizona Virtual Academy Times portion, we're going to click home in our ribbon and we're going to center it. Then we need to change the font. So you can change it to whatever font you want. I'm going to change it to this one. We're going to change the font size. So you can click the big A to just go up and see how large you want it to be, or click this drop down and select which font size you want. And then we're going to change the font color. So we're going to click the A that has the red underneath it, and then choose whatever color you want. I'm going to say purple since that's our school color. So we've changed the font size, the font color, the alignment, and the font. Now with this August 2025 bit, we're going to highlight it so it will edit it. Then we're going to align right. So click in the paragraph, align right. And then we're going to change the font color, so it should look nice with whatever font color you have. And then we want it to be smaller than our title, so that's good what I currently have. So once you got that done, then click out of the header. So double click into the body of your text, and it will kind of like haze over the header portion. Now we're going to insert columns. So click Insert, click Layout, and then click Columns, and select 2. So now we can see it is 2 columns. So now we need to add our text. So go to the step-by-step guide, and we're going to copy all of the article text. So you can do Control C on your keyboard or right-click copy. And then when you get to, so you've copied the articles, and then we go into our Word document. You're going to right-click, keep text only. And then we're just going to get rid of that spacing that's extra. So if you keep text only, then it will get rid of any formatting that's from the previous version. So now we need to change the titles. We're going to bold them and change the font. So bold it. So you highlight it so that you know which text you're changing. And then you're going to change the font to whatever font it is that you want. And then you're going to change the font color. You're going to center it and then make it a bit bigger so that it stands out. So you'll do this for all of the article titles. So you can see that all of my article titles are the same formatting. Now we're going to change the formatting of our articles themselves. So highlight what you want to make edits to, and then you're going to right-click and select paragraph. Then right here where it says line spacing and at, you're going to change this to 1.15. And the alignment, you're going to change to justified. And click OK. You're also going to make it size 12 and then pick whatever font you want this to be. So change the font once again to just make sure that it is readable and it looks nice. And then you're going to do the same thing for each of the paragraphs. Now you can see that all of my paragraphs and the titles are the same. So the next step is to add images. So we're going to add 2 images at least. So let's go to the page the document that we're working in, and let's add an image to Miss Pearson's pet project. So I'm going to click enter at the end of Miss Pearson's pet project so it's on a new line. And then I'm going to click insert pictures stock image. And I'm going to search for a cat because that's what the article is about. And I'm just going to pick whatever cat photo I like. I like this sleeping cat. So I can leave it like this in this size, or I can make it smaller by shrinking it by the corners. For now, let's leave it how it is, and then we can edit that later if needed. So we're going to add a second image. So let me add an image to maybe Ms. Christopher's cooking class. So I'm going to have it on a new line for now, and then click Insert, Pictures, and let's say Cooking, and you can have whatever image you want on yours. It doesn't have to be these images. All right, so let's say that image. Okay, so now that we have our two images, we can edit these later once we get everything else on our page. We need to add the bullet pointed list to Mr. Cooper's article. So I'm just going to copy this and then go back to my my document, and it needs to be under Mr. Cooper's article. So at the end of Mr. Cooper's article, I'm going to press enter, and then I'm going to paste it as keep text only. And then to get the bullet points, I'm going to highlight it and then click the bullet point icon in the ribbon home bar under paragraph. All right, now I have my bullet points. I am going to add a hyperlink. So I'm going to copy this hyperlink and then go back to my document, and I'm going to highlight the words click here and right click and then say link. Then when this pops up, I'm going to say paste the address that I copied from the step-by-step guide into there and click OK. So now we can see that this will take us to the website that we just linked. And then we need to add a table. So we need to add a 3x4 table. So let's do that after this image. So I'm going to press enter after the image so it's on a new line, and then I'm going to click insert table, 3 columns and 4 rows. And then I'm going to add the information from this. So after I've added all of the information from the step-by-step guide, I'm going to highlight the table and then go to table layout. And in the alignment section, I'm going to click this, this one that's in the middle of the squares. So the one that says align center. And it's going to make everything look just a little bit nicer. And then I'm going to highlight this first row and go in to table design and click shading, and I'm going to choose a blue. All right, our last step is just to make sure that everything looks nice. We can see that it is all on one page, but that there is some blank space right here. So what I'm going to do is go to my title, and I'm going to highlight everything and then just increase the size a little bit to see if that helps with my blank space problem. And it did a little bit. So then let's click off, and it looks better. I could add another image here if I wanted to help out. I found this picture from the internet. I'm going to format it a bit differently. So I pasted it in, and I'm going to change the format up here from in line with text to square, and then shrink it up and move it to the article that says Dr. Amy Hart, and then just make it a little bit bigger. All right, perfect. So now we're going to save this as a PDF. Now we're going to save this as a PDF, so go to File, and then Save a Copy or Save As, and then you can browse it if it doesn't show in your folder, and then change from Word doc